I want her to go and take a handshake. With this, Abia has collapsed. My people, my people. Ihe ga-eme, ihe ga-eme. The most dangerous politician from Owerri West, who is always behind writing of result sheets in the past, is now in APC. The Irete one, CY Amako. Mr. President, our senatorial candidates who made us proud and our federal House candidates who made us proud are all here. Let me put the record straight that Senator Yosita Nassau won the election of Olu Senatorial Zone. Speaker Uwajumogu won the one of Okigwe Zone. And Barrister Uche Anyagocha won for Owerri Zone. But unfortunately, in the usual characteristics of those who do it, they stole the mandate. But they stole this mandate believing that we are not going to produce the commander-in-chief. But now, there's a reversal theory of power. We shall take all legal process to recover this mandate freely given by the people. Mr. President, I want to welcome the former Chief of Army Staff, my good friend, and the Director of Security for your campaign, General Dambazo. Please, can you stand up for the recognition? Thank you. Now that he's here, thank God. The suffering we saw yesterday, we shall see it no more. The electoral malpractices we saw yesterday, we shall see it no more. And the corruptions we saw yesterday, we shall see it no more. Mr. President, my President, on a very serious note, we're all gathered here to give honor to whom honor is due. We're here because of you. We're here to celebrate your doggedness. We're here to celebrate your style of leadership. It's not common in our checkered history that you go through that campaign of hate for almost 1 year and we can still see you smiling in Nigeria. God bless you. I watch you on television with the outgoing President of Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I saw the warmth with which you extended hand of friendship. This dramatizes your genuine concern for the unity of our nation. Many people might see you as an incoming president. Yes, you are already the president and commander-in-chief. But I see you most importantly as a stabilizer. The man who will come at this critical time of our nation's history to correct the wrongs. Shortly after your announcement as the president-elect, the stock of Federal Republic of Nigeria went up and the dollar went down, signifying that when the righteous is in power, the people rejoice. And when the wicked is in power, the people mourn. But let me commend President Jonathan for that show of maturity and not allowing the presidential experts who bring bad news to deter him from doing what is right. I think that that singular action of his is highly commendable. So to you, President Jonathan, let me put my hand over my forehead and salute you for show of maturity. This nation is ours, and politics is only a process, and political party is a vehicle with which leaders get to a point of leadership. And once they get to that point of leadership, they take over the entire nation. My president, let me remind you, sir, that you are now the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and not the president of All Progressive Congress. What that means is that we shall carry everyone along, and that's the gospel that I today preach for Nigeria. The unity of this country is more important than anyone else. And I've told the world who cares to know that we are coming in, will stop the polarization between North and South, East and West, Christian and Muslim. Today we shall have a new Nigeria. Because our party, the APC, is simply a new party for a new Nigeria. And President Buhari Okechukwu is a new president for a new Nigeria. So much of expectations, but I have made proud to speak on your behalf, even when you gave me no permission, to tell the world that for one thing I'm sure, that when you ascend this throne by 29th of May, corruption will be a thing of the past. I am 100% sure, and I can hit my chest on it, that when you finally take over seat of power, that the insurgents and insecurity in the north will stop. Because we in this part of the world, the Igbos, feel for our brothers who are in the north and who are going through pains for so many years. We have silver or gold we do not have. But Mr. President, my president, our president, the president of change and the one we have all been waiting for, all we can give you is prayers. We pray that your presidency shall bring smile to the downtrodden in Nigeria. Our prayer, Mr. President, that as you ascend this throne, that we in the Southeast will also be your major priority. The Southeast, do not blame our brothers for some of the actions they have taken. A typical Igbo man is traumatized by marginalization and neglect. Most of our people never saw where this sunshine was coming from. They were persistent. They tried to follow where they can have succor and to bring development to their land. But that will have denied them. Even as I speak to you now, Mr. President, the Onitsha-Enugu Road is still a theoretical issue. Our Imo Cargo International Airport has remained a theoretical fabrication which has never reflected any practical realities. We are the hard workers of Nigeria. And Igbo man is the most hard-working of all tribes and ethnic groups in Nigeria. We are known to change nothing to something. And we are the true Nigerians, because there's no nook and cranny of Nigeria you will go that you will not find an Igbo man. And wherever you find him, he's building bridges of friendship and contributing to the economic and political development of that village. The vulcanizers of this nation are Igbos. The garri sellers are the Igbos. The people who sell clothes are the Igbos. The taxi drivers are the Igbos. All commercial activities are run by this nation. Without these people who are seated here, most commercial activities in Nigeria will come to a halt. All that they're asking for, Mr. President, is during your administration that they may have a level playground, that this issue of custom harassment and changing of tariff on daily basis, which affects the imported goods, they're saying that you should look into it. Mr. President, the Igbos, for the past 6 months, an average Igbo man has lost millions of naira from his business because of the rising price of dollars. When a businessman of Igbo extraction who is doing his importation with 1 million naira, he sells back the 1 million naira, and when he goes back to buy the goods, he can only buy goods of 600,000. Mr. President, we know you are going to stabilize the dollars. We'll do nothing in Nigeria but trading. And since your government will provide security for us, we're 100% sure that those who have returned back from Maiduguri and who are wandering around the street, not know what to do, can now go back to Maiduguri where they are. But let me say to my president, there is an Igbo proverb of an old woman, Mr. President, who has no child and no son and who has no one to help her. She lived all her life alone, a lonely world for her, and darkness filled her day, even in the midday. But she has this her palm tree, ripe for harvest. She called on all members of the village, and no one could help her. Shockingly, a man like you came to her head and attempted to climb the palm tree to help harvest her palm fruit. And she tapped the man and said, even if it is much, it's okay. Mr. President, even if this your victory alone has given us a sense of relief. We suffered impunity. We were harassed, and our people arrested. Even some of the people who are sitting here, Mr. President, are still scared, not knowing what Saturday may look like. People were beaten here and were asked to lie on the floor before their wives. What a humiliation. This was why we all prayed that this change should come fast. My president would not call you Okechukwu for nothing. We'll call you Okechukwu so that we'll know that you are part of us. And we'll know you are really part of us. And Okechukwu means God's own portion must come when it must come. This is your time. And your lovely wife, the First Lady, who gave her the name Ogechi. Mr. President, Ogechi means God's time. This is your time. And nothing will be more powerful than that idea whose time has come. God bless you.